Hi, sorry to barge in on you guys again. Seems like I'm going overboard with these videos. I keep wanting to turn on the camera. But I wanted to just to show you. See, like, I don't stay put on one project. I just keep flip-flopping here and there and back and forth. And so now I wanted to do some weaving today. Yesterday I was doing felting. I just, in one day I might do 5 or 6 different projects. Well, I started on this weaving thing last night. So far I've well, first I put in a few rows down here of just the standard weaving using the same yarn that I made the fringe on, and then I went and put the fringe. So this will be a wall hanging, and then of course then we want the fringe. It's all uneven at the bottom, but when it's finished and it's off of the frame, that's when I'll trim it to make it all straight. But I've used different sorts of yarn, mostly this one right so far, and then that's this one here, and then I went over with a couple more of the standard weave right here, and then I used this. This is I just call it Celebration Ironstone yarns, but it is nice. It's like I like using that like in grass and stuff, in textile art things. And I put 2 pieces there. I mean I went here and made like a arch there, and then used this yarn again, made like a pathway through it, and then put that green back up here. Then I used some wool roving, and I put some wool roving up here. That I don't have real straight because I don't have any long pieces. I ordered some more, but it comes in small hanks like this, and they're only about this long, but to get them to puff up, I think I've got about 3 lengths in there. But anyway, but weaving is something that it's so easy to be done. I'm going to use this is just some cotton yarn I have, but this is a color that I want to use right now, but I want to use it along with this yarn. So I'm going to put 2 strands together on this one. I'm going to put both of them together. And so I'm just going to run 2 strands together here. And let me get about this much. So I don't really measure and stuff, but see, so I've got the 2 together here, and I'm going to put it on the needle. And I think what I'm going to do now, when it comes to weaving, oh my gosh, it's such a craft that anything really goes. Now, standard weaving, just standard, is okay. Now let me see what I've got in here right now. I just put this in the needle, but I got it doubled. So there's a strand of the yarn that I just threw in the floor, and then the other one that I threw in the floor. This one here, I got a strand of that one, that cotton yarn, and then I really did throw that other one in the floor. Where did it go? This one. Okay. which this is some kind of an acrylic. I think it's got some, this is one that I got without a label. But it feels like there's some wool in there. It feels like it might be some kind of a Lion Brand mixture. Okay, so because I've got 4, I'm going to actually be weaving 4 strands together. But I want to have just a wee bit of standard weaving. That means in and out of every warp thread. These up and down ones are the warps, and then these are the wefts. That goes, what's weft is weft. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to now just weave this in, and I want to put a couple of strands. Well, we'll see how it goes. But since I'm going with 4, you know, and then the standard weaving is just in and out every thread all the way across. Okay, so we'll pull that one through, and we always pull it up through. We don't stay down here when you're putting it through. We're gonna weave up here, and then comb it down. Okay, so, oh, and also I'm not a expert of any kind in this kind of stuff. I just play with it. I just have so much fun just playing. Okay, there. I'm going to leave this much of the end here, and then that I will weave it in at the end. Okay, so then I will comb that down. Using a comb like this is what you do. Yeah, okay, that's what you do. And oh my gosh, there is so many weavers on YouTube that you can watch and see how they do. One lady that I watch, oh, what is it? Locks and linen and something. Oh no, I don't remember her name. I'll have to look it up. But I like watching her. She does. I've learned so much from her, and basically what I've learned from her is that anything, you can weave anything. If you're just weaving for the art of it, now if you're weaving like a rug or something, you want that whole thing to be done in the regular type weave, and you want the whole thing done alike because you're going to be walking on it, and you don't like to walk in lumps. You don't want to walk with lumps of stuff. And so, but when you're doing a wall hanging, then you put your art into it, your heart and your art. And so I hang on. When I'm pulling that one in now, I hang on over here, because if you don't, you're going to get a weave like this. Unless you want the hourglass weave. You know, well then maybe you'll do that. But I kind of hang on to this over here, so well, actually I need to pull it just a little bit more. Okay, and then one thing about you can't do multiple lanes, multiple strands a lot, because you're going to see these warp threads. They will show. If I was to do this same thing with only one strand, the warp threads wouldn't show so much. So I'm just doing it on this one. And this one, you can also, like when I was doing this roving part, I pulled it, I put it in and pulled it out and pulled it in and put it out. Because it was just not going right. But You know what? I'm seeing shadows of the warp threads on the actual tabletop, which that can get confusing. Now I'm going to look at this once I get this one through and see if it looks like I can, whoops, I can see too much of the warp threads. Then I might have to, but for me, the way I do things, because I don't do anything the taut way or the right way or something, I just do it my way, I guess, and it's not that I don't do anything right, I don't do anything wrong. I don't do anything wrong. That's the thing. If you can watch different weavers to get ideas of how they do their weaving, and when you get that general idea, then then you go on your own and take somebody else's idea and work with it. And that's how a lot of artists do, period. They get ideas, or they might go looking at a Picasso painting and say, I want to do that, and then I can do that, I want to do, and then they go home and they do something very similar to it, but not exactly. You're just kind of getting an idea. Now, you're getting an idea, but see, if you look at this, when you can see, in my opinion, when you can see the warp threads, that you can see them right here, because I'm doing I'm going in and out with 4 strands. When you're going in and out with 4 strands, you can see that warp thread. But if you look at that, then, in my opinion, then it looks like you're stacking bricks, like you're like it's a piece of a brick house or something. And so, and you can also go over and under 2 strands at a time, two strands of warp. It just when you're doing a weaving for just an art, a freestyle, I guess you just call it freestyle. But see, now I'm loving these 2 together. And just pull them. I keep my finger here, there. See, I keep my finger there, and that kind of keeps the tension right. Okay, and then comb it down. And like even here now, you see that I got these little lumps on the end, little loops sort of, and I think that's okay, because that's going to add, on the finished hanging, it's going to add more. It's just going to add more to it, just more. Not, do I have enough in there? I'm thinking I have enough. I really pulled off a lot more. No, I'm going to go with one more row of this. This is something too that is so relaxing. I have done some weaving. I don't know if I still even have them, because I went through a spell when I threw away a lot of stuff, but I've done some weavings that I've done on like an embroidery hoop, and so they were round, and so then my warp threads I just put on like a clock, like clock hands, like they just, across and down, and Oh no, how did I do that? I like caul cans, yes. And then I went around and around and around and around and around with the weft. I used to never remember which is warp and which is weft, and so but the way I was, somebody said one time that these up and downs that you put in first are the warp, and then what's left is weft. What's left is weft. So what that's what's left to do after you do this is weft. So that made sense to me, so I kept remembering that, and now I always know my warp from my way left, which I never really even know my right from my left, but right from left. So, but anyway, now then I had to learn that like this. Okay, this is a L, so this is left. Then what's left is right. This one is right because it's not left. This is left. But anyway, okay, now that's enough of it. I could take this and do that whole thing like that, but then that would take the art out of it. And so I cut off way too much thread there, but I can still use this. I still and will. So I'm going to just cut that, and then I'm going to just put this together here. Put it off to the side. There we go. Okay, so and then what goes next, you just don't know. I have got so much yarn that is odd yarns, what I call odd yarns. This one I think is so pretty. And when you're weaving, if you've got yarn that isn't really yarn, I mean, it's like this. Look at what that looks like. I think this is beautiful. Now, I think I want to go with a little bit of this on here, but I don't know how much I want to do. So I'm just going to cut off a piece. I'm just going to cut some off, because even if I cut off too much, then I'm gonna just go ahead and cut a piece. And then I want this to go here. And oh, maybe I want to put this almost like a snowdrift. I've been watching snow videos. These people in California, oh my gosh, Donner's Peak in California, they're under some snow. Maybe it's melted by now, I don't know. But now what I'm going to do, I would think I'm going to go like here, like I did right here. I have it going like in a made like a little hill. Okay, so I want to I always say wanna. I'm gonna thread this on here, and I'm going to now I'm going to start. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start this one like here, like right here, and go this way first. And so, and just doing the over and under opposite than what I ended the last row of this other. Okay, and I'm going to pull that through. Now, this is going to be a little bit, because it's going through nice and smooth. It's going through nice and smooth. I'm hoping, I've got a whole ball of actual warp thread, but I can't find it. And so I just used my crochet cotton, crochet cotton is what I put on there. Okay, so now see, this is what's going to be interesting on this, because these are See, I want to get all this. I think I'll be able to go afterward and be able to pull more threads out here. Now that one there is going to definitely have to live in the back, but these I can clean up later on. Okay, see, so that's going to be like this. Then I'm going to go back. See, I just did that short way. This, now I'm going to go back, and then this way. So it'll go here to here, here to here. But each, when I do this, I'll go, like this one is using about 10, 12. This, and then the next row, I'm going to use like 2 more warps. And then the next one, 2 more warps. And then what'll happen is the whole thing will be like a hill. Okay, so now, so I'm going to go over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Wait a minute, I don't have that right. Okay, so this is under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Yeah, now it's right. Sort of. Now it's sort of right. Okay. And see, I had, now I'm going to pull that through and being kind of careful here. And you see some, you know, just regular yarn goes through so smoothly. Then when you're using some kind of a decorative yarn, it makes your life a little different. And so I'm gonna, your life goes a little different. I actually want to try and pull some of them dangles to the top somehow here. It's all like a, this is your yarny PlayStation. You just do whatever. Okay, see. Oh! This. This telephone. Okay, there. Now I'm going to go, now I ended here, right here, so I'm going to go down a couple more warps, and then I will go again. Let's see, I'll go from here. And now I'm going in and out. Oh, you know what I could do? On the next one going, I'm going to, oh God, the next one I will, okay, Papa. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna, okay, so, Papa's, he's just interesting these days. He, no matter what he does, I'm usually sitting in here. I have a chair right next to me, and sometimes he'll come sit next to me, but not always. He usually sits out in his recliner in the front room, and, but no matter what he does, he goes, okay, I'm gonna go fix myself another cup of coffee. He doesn't just go in the kitchen and get another cup of coffee and go sit back down. He has to come tell me. Or no matter what I'm doing, he'll come in and he'll say, I'm gonna fix myself a sandwich. Okay, Papa. Then he'll come in 5 minutes later, I'm gonna run to the road and back. Okay, Papa. Then he says, it'll come back. He goes, I think I'm going to go check the mail. Okay, you go do that. Now he goes, I think I'm going to have myself a couple cookies. He wants to tell me everything he's doing, which I think, that's fine. That's awesome. But sometimes, and then he's got to kiss me every time, too. He just has to kiss me. I've told him, just kiss me on top of my head. I mean, bless him. I am so blessed to have him, but sometimes I feel like I'm being smothered. And I know that's not nice to say. I know it's not nice to say. Sometimes I want him to just say, just please leave me alone. I think maybe if I lock my door, no, I can't do that. And so I just need prayers of patience is what I need. But so, he's got some dementia and he's on medication to try to keep his memory from failing too much. And I understand it. I really do. And I love him to death. I'm telling you, he is so good to me. But the thing is, like, he'll say, well, I'm going to go check the mail. Then he'll bring the mail in to me. And then 5 minutes later, he'll come in here to tell me, okay, I'm going to go out to the road and check the mail. Because he forgets he already checked the mail and already brought it in. And yeah, I'm really not complaining. I'm just, you guys are my therapy people right now. Just, oh gosh, I know I don't have any reason to complain. I don't. But I've been through one husband that did the same thing. My first husband had Alzheimer's, and I was younger too. I was only 48 when he died, but he was 54. But it's like I know what I went through with Ernie, and I know he was going through worse. I'm not poor meing myself, but I know I guess what now I am is afraid of it getting to the point that Ernie was at. Although I know it, I know I'll take care of him. I know I will. But right now he dresses himself, he can feed himself, he can do so many things himself, of course, still. And so that's why my crafting, even if I don't do it right, as long as I do it, it gives me something. It gives me something that is healing. Okay, now I think I have enough of this right here, and you guys have heard enough of my complaining. It's not complaining. Please don't think I'm complaining, because I'm not. I have the best husband ever. He just isn't the same as what he was when I fell in love with him, which, of course, you can't fall out of love with me. Here I go with this craziness. Okay, I gotta quit being crazy. Okay, so now, this is real light. So, do I want, what I think I want to do? I think I want to go back with this same color that I've got right here. And I think I want to go over it. And so, since I have this already, this piece, I'm going to rethread this, but I'm going to put it, I'm going to only go with the 2 strands. I'm not going to use all 4. I'm not going to use 4 this time. So then, now see everything that's hanging off of this end, I'll work them in later. So I'm going to, now I'm going to go all the way across. I put them on the short needle, that's okay though. So I will pull those through. But all these ends, then you'll be able to like use them, weave them into the back, and they'll be hidden. And so I'll leave a little piece like this, so I'll have enough to weave it in. And so this crochet cotton, instead of using the regular warp thread, is a little soft, so it doesn't hold real still. And this board I have is a very inexpensive board. My big loom that I have is more of a fancier loom. This one here I got from Amazon, which it came with this size loom and another size that fits right inside of here, so it's a smaller loom, and it came with the comb and a couple of needles and the bar that goes underneath here, this here piece of wood, and it come with a lot of pieces, and it wasn't that much money. It was under $20. I don't know, it was like maybe a little more than 15. But you can also make a loom out of a piece of cardboard, and just a piece of cardboard, and put notches in the top where you put your warp threads through. And so you don't need anything fancy. And then if you look, again, like I say, if you look on YouTube's at weaving, you'll see so many different ideas and different ways that you can do weaving that does not include, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to spend any money, just a little piece of cardboard. And so, which I've done that too, is I've used cardboard. I think I've made a couple videos using cardboard. I was looking through my own videos the other day. I was just looking because I got like 1,500 videos on there. And I was looking at some of the really old ones. I thought, man, I was young then. It's just, but I've learned so much. I've learned so much just over the years, just by trial and error. And I can see how much I've learned by watching my videos play back. And I don't even have to watch the whole thing. I'll watch a little part of this one and part of that one. But I had to look, because I used to make these little tiny worry dolls. And, but I forgot how I made them. So I went back and looked at my video to see how I did it, and because I want to do them with my granddaughter, to make the little worry dolls. Now another thing, when I'm putting this yarn through like this, when you're putting it through, you don't have to pull it tight. I mean, you can let it go with to where your pieces are not tight. They can be loose like this, and have the whole thing really loose as you then pull it down, and it makes a whole different, it'll look like this row down here where they're all poofed up a little bit. So you just play with it. You just play. So okay, I see I've got 35 minutes on here, and so I'm going to just finish up this row, and oh yeah, my warps are really getting a little less tight, which is okay. So anyway, you can also use a shuttle. A lot of people use a shuttle. I have a shuttle right here. I don't have a shuttle right here. But the shuttle has, oh, here's, I got some yarn even on this shuttle. And, see, I put the yarn on this shuttle, but after I put the yarn on it, it's just so thick, it was kind of hard to get in and out. And so, but you can use a shuttle too. A lot of people use a shuttle. And there's different sizes of shuttles too. And this comes even with this kit when you buy this kit. You know what I'll do is this kit, I'll go ahead and put a link to this one. The one that I have, so you can just see the one that I have if you're interested in doing something like this. But if you've got leftover yarn, even fabric, you can do this with fabrics, strips of fabric, beautiful stuff. Oh my gosh. In fact, I might go with some fabric even on this one because I don't have a plan going. But see, now you can see how that's, how right here, all you see is this yarn right here, and then this is just filled in. And so you can keep going in the whole thing, make it look like a hill, or I can go and make another hill coming down this way of even something else. But having all of the different fibers in there, different fibers, I just think it's beautiful, it's fun, it's fulfilling, it's just something else you can do. Like I say, and your scrap yarns, and I seen one girl did one that every weave was a different yarn, and all the end was a fringe of the different yarns, and different yarns, different fibers, different fabric strips, anything you can put on here. And so even if I was to go through with a 2-inch fabric and then squish it all down, can you imagine? I might put some fabric in here now that I'm talking about it. I might put some fabric in here. You know what? I am going to. In fact, I think next is going to be some fabric. But anyhow, I'm going to let you go at this time because I know some people just don't like them long videos. And so I'm going to, well, let me see. What can I read? I'm going to read something different today. Let's see. I've got a Helen Steiner Rice here, a collection of blessings. And I like to just go and go like this. Okay, and I'll read this one. The happiness you already have. Okay, that's a short one. I love Helen Steiner Rice. I'm telling you. Okay, memories are treasures that time cannot destroy. They are the happy pathway to yesterday's bright joy. That's the happiness you already have. That is a very good one because, well, I don't think I've ever read one that's not a good one, so I don't know why I always say that. But the happiness you already have. And so you might have a day today that might feel like you're just not happy for some reason. Well, then that's when you got to pull out those memories. There's the pathway right there. There's my pathway here. There's my pathway to the good memories. We just go right up that path. You know what? I might put a charm right there and follow that path. And if I have a charm right there, that's what I'll get to. Follow my path. Okay, thank you guys for watching. And you know, I don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll still be weaving. I'm not sure. But I'll show you this when I get finished, so you'll see what I come up with. And you can hang these on the wall, and then you can, if you need to dust them, all you do is you just take them off the wall and shake them a little bit and then put them back on the wall. I'll probably put a rod up here. And when I get up to about here, then I got these mini threads left, and then I can put them on a rod to hang. Different things you can do with finishing of these. So thanks for watching. I love you guys. You guys are just amazing. And you make my life complete. And sorry I wasn't really complaining about my hamster. I don't complain about him because there's nothing to complain about. I just feel bad for him because he's losing so much of himself. Okay, love you guys. I ask God to watch over him. I ask God to watch over you. Every step you take, every move you make, every breath you breathe. Let God be with you on those things. And I'll see you on the next video. God bless.